Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Jay, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thanks so much for sliding through, and if you're returning, welcome back, girl. So you guys know on my channel, I'm always trying to help my girls save hundreds and hundreds of dollars by teaching them how to do the most trending styles, boho or not, here on this channel. So if you are interested in seeing how I do my hair, then make sure that you do stay tuned, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you go. Alright, so today we are back with another boho style. You guys know I love boho hair because you can do so much with it. You can do the tight curls, loose curls, short curls, long curls, so many different things that you can do with this, and I just love it. And it is fall outside, it is cold, so I wanted to also show you guys, you know, how it looks when you have on your jumper and all that stuff like that, because it's a big misconception that braids are for the summer. Girl, braids are a year-round ordeal, and boho braids just make it so much cuter because you can like literally style it so different. You're not restricted to one style. It's just so much cuter. Before we move further, I do want to shout out to our new sponsor today. We're going to be working with Hotbraids. I have never worked with them before, but I trust them. Real quick, so you guys can only imagine how much hair I get I get sent, like how many people like approach me and want to work. Before I take any deal, anything, I like to make sure I go behind the scenes and order the hair for myself, and I like to see what it can do. I was a little skeptical about Hotbraids because they're new and all, but I did go behind the scenes and order my own bundle just to make sure that the bundle that I order as a customer matches the bundle that I get as like a you know, hair influencer. When I tell you, it's identical, it's the exact same. Now the one that I got was a natural black, and this is what I would consider like a black, so you can tell that this hair was actually dyed. The quality of the hair is actually very consistent, so I do love that, and I don't mind putting my name behind it. Let that be known for the brands that are watching this. If I didn't accept your deal, Alright, so before we move any further, I do want to get into all of the things that Hotbraids sent me, because they sent your girl a whole lot of goodies that I'm going to be using on this video and in the future. So this is the beautiful bag that I received in the mail, and it came with a ton of different things in it. So in this box right here, it comes with a bunch of clips, it comes with a edge brush, it comes with a little side brush, it comes with a comb. Came with so many good things that I just love that they actually sent that to me, because when I tell you, it comes in handy so much. And so I also was sent 3 bundles of the 22-inch bohemian curl hair, like I was saying, in the color jet black. The quality of this hair is exceeding my expectations by far. Like, I just love really good quality hair. You can tell that they put a lot of thought into the hair before they just sent it out, and they put a lot into the PR package as well, and I just love that for sure. Like, I just really love that, because I get so much crappy like packages. I love a good one. And then they did put this little tote bag in there. Now this tote bag is gonna be the tea. Okay, the tote bag is a tea. As y'all see, I already got the tote bag ready for my next client. Like, I'm already packed and loaded. I gotta do the hair litter today, and I'm already locked and loaded. Absolutely love this package. Thanks Hotbraids again for sponsoring today's video. So while we are here, I do want to get into all of the products and things that you're going to need for today's style. So for today's style, we did do small, which means it did take a little bit longer, about 15 episodes of Desperate Housewives, but it's so worth it. I feel like the hair lasts longer. You can do so much more with it. You have much more movement, but at the end of the day, the hair is still really light and airy. So you are going to need 3 bundles of the bohemian human hair. This is in the inch 22 inches. You can go long, you can go short, whatever you want, but I do recommend that you use all 3 bundles if you want to achieve this fullness. I did use 1 pack of hair. I didn't use the entire pack, but you want to make sure you at least have 1 pack. I had my Magic Fingers braiding gel. I used a braiding rack. I used a 3 mirror. Y'all know my holy grail. Okay, none of this would be possible. And then you want to make sure you have some clips, some combs, and some patience. As far as towards the end, it's you know, I did want to go ahead and put some like foam on my hair, and then I used some oil sheen as well. Those 2 are very optional. You can use foam, mousse, whatever you prefer. Up to you. I do recommend when you have super curly hair though. So that is pretty much all you're going to need for today's style. This video is going to be a little bit of a voiceover. I'm going to come in and talk a little bit, but majority of the time I'm going to be doing a voiceover. We're going to get into parting. I use a brand new parting method. I also started braiding my hair a little bit different today. I wanted to try some different methods to see if I could make it a little bit easier for like people who are just getting into doing their own hair and stuff like that. So I'm going to have chapters down here for your convenience, and also in the description. So if you are wanting to go ahead and get this hair, I'm going to have a link down for you in the description, as well as a link for you to go buy all of the necessary things that you're going to need. So let's go ahead and get into it now. I'm not going to waste y'all time. So naturally, I'm going to be starting with my hair freshly washed and blown dry. Do you guys see the length in my hair? But do you also see how split my ends are? It's time for a trim. I just like to start by parting my hair directly down the middle. I'm going to separate one side, and I like to start parting on the opposite side, and then I'm going to mimic everything on the other side. So now I'm just going to part my hair into like a quarter. As you see, there's going to be ear to the middle of my head, and I'm going to take a clip just to hold it in place. Now that through a mirror, you're going to see firsthand how much it comes in handy. I don't have a mirror behind me right now. All I'm using is this through a mirror. So I'm going to start parting from that middle part in my head to the front. This is how you can make sure that you are leaving enough space for each row. And so about this part, it should be about 6 rows on each side, and then I'm going to do it on the other side. And now I just went ahead and done it towards the back. This is a new parting method that I'm trying, but so far so good. So the whole purpose of knotless braids was to have less tension on your natural hair, alleviating some of that pain that you often feel with the regular knot braids and the micros and all, and also just you know, making it a really protective style on your hair. So with this style, we're not going to add in much braiding here. We're going to add in a very, very, very small amount. This is basically the same density of my natural hair. This is not only going to make it really, really sleek and like flat, but it's also going to make it easier to like manage as well. And I really, really like doing my braids like this. A lot of people call it boneless. So yeah, we're gonna do that. So as far as like feeding in the human hair pieces, I'm going to feed them in as often as I possibly can. I'll get into this more towards the end of the style. I'm gonna show you guys one way how I know when it's time to add in the braiding here. But as you see, I'm just feeding it in towards the back and then just braiding it down. And then as we get to the bottom, I do want the curls to be on the bottom. So as you see, I went ahead and fitted in that part, braided it in like it's a part of the actual braid, and then just created like a little knot at the end. And like I said, I will get more detailed in on this like as we get closer to the end. Clean parts is such an essential thing for me when it comes to doing my own hair, so as often as I can, I like to check my parts and make sure that everything looks really sleek and cohesive. Alright, so let's see how long this takes us. When it comes to feeding in this human hair, absolutely no games are played. I like to make sure that I do the same thing for each braid on the row. Now on some rows I do add in less hair, but typically on a single row I'm going to do the same thing to each braid. So I'm adding in the human hair about every ½ inch to an inch, just so I can make sure it's nice and routine and it looks really, really full. Now to achieve the density that I'm looking for, I'm adding anywhere between about 7 to 8 or 9 pieces of hair on each braid. I had somebody tell me that there's no way I'm adding that much. Just look at this. This is 8 pieces on the braid. 251. Now this actually took me a lot less time, but since I am filming, I have to film like shorts and I gotta film TikTok, all that stuff. So let's take off, give or take 20 minutes. So it took me about an hour and 40 minutes to do all of these braids here. When I tell you this is such a crispy look, I don't know, I think I kind of like this parting method, well this braiding method a little bit better, because I have the ability to start and stop wherever I want. Like I still have this section here left to do, but like you see how I was able to go ahead and take care of this. This is really good too if you like to braid your hair in over the course of like 2 days, because essentially I could put this up and hide it and no one would ever know. I could be done and no one would ever know. So as you can see, these parts are like super crispy. I love when I get to the top, because I tell you, I really do not need to see behind me. I've done this so many times, so much practice, that I literally do not need to see, but I did want to show my girls a better point of view. So as you see, I'm just going to go ahead and start with a full braid motion. Now because we're at the top, I do want to add a piece of human hair on the top just to start on the density up there. So I did go ahead and place that human hair in between my ring finger and my pointer finger, and now I'm going to begin to braid in the actual braiding hair.
Now in between each piece that I add, I'm going to do one full braid motion. As you see, I'm adding the pieces in 3 increments. That's because we have 3 pieces of hair that we braid with, and if you add it in 3s, then you know it'll always be even. If you want a really like cohesive braid, then you want to make sure you add everything in increments of 3. That's just something that I go by. Now, like I was saying before, I do want the density of these braids to match my true hair density, so I'm not going to make them too thick. Some would call these boneless. But as soon as I'm able to flip that braid over to a more comfortable position, you're going to see that I'm going to start adding in more and more of the human hair. Now, when you're in the top, I know that some girls like the fullness to really be in the top, whereas for me, I like my fullness to come in the bottom. But real quick, this is tea. Do you see that piece of human hair that was just like hanging out? Once you get to the end of that piece, that's when it's time to add in more human hair. If you go by that rule, then you will have the density be the same from top to bottom. You don't have anything to worry about. It's going to come out super perfect. But back to what I was saying. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to add the pieces of hair in, and because we're on the top, it is going to be a lot more hair added in. And as you see now that we're at the bottom, we're going to braid the curly hair in just like normal, and this is what's going to give us our curly end. Now, I don't use any glue or anything like that. I just like to knot it with the braiding hair, and when I tell you after you dip it, it's going to set and that hair is not going to move.
We're gonna go ahead and dip the ends. I was gonna curl the ends, but I think I'm just gonna keep them straight because it's gonna be so unnoticeable for real, because the curls are just that full. So I already got my dipping bucket ready. You guys, I've done this a million times and I've never burnt myself, and I don't plan on doing it today. So I like to start by putting the towel over my shoulder. I just like to have it here, make sure the hair is all brushed out and everything already. Now, we only need to go up maybe to like right here. I want to make sure that I'm not dipping any of my hair. I think it hurts our natural hair. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't. Some people think that it doesn't, but I personally think that it can't be healthy to dip your hair in boiling hot water. Just can't be. Seeing how the hair is able to like hold the curl as well after dipping it in hot water is also a telltale sign on whether it's a good quality hair as well. Some hair, once you dip it in hot water, it loses its curl and the integrity of the hair, and then it doesn't revert back. So we'll be able to see in a couple seconds what it does. Now I'm just gonna go in with the setting mousse, and this does not have alcohol in it, so it's not going to dry the hair out. That is so important. The thing that you must know about using mousse and stuff like that is that after a good amount of time, you are going to have to wash the hair, and that's just because, like I said, this is human hair. If you put mousse in your hair and didn't wash it or anything like that, after a while it's gonna start feeling kind of oily, it's gonna get kind of stiff, and that's just like natural dirt. If you plan on keeping your braids like long term, then you definitely want to make sure that you do wash it, maybe like after like a week. And that's just because that's what you would do if you had like natural hair. Now I'm gonna go on with some oil sheen. And just like that, our hair is done, and I did go ahead and put it into my good old faithful hairstyle. You guys know I love to wear my hair like this, and today we're gonna take some pictures for the gram. It's the fall, and I just wanted to be able to show off this style in a way that you guys can you know, see, you can kind of envision and see how it would look like on you in your tracksuits and your fall outfits and all that stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm absolutely loving it. The hair is so soft. The last thing y'all saw was me putting the foam on the hair and all that. Just look at the actual curl. Do you see how the curl is still very much intact? It didn't lose its like buoyancy or anything like that. This is some really good quality hair. So I do want to say thanks again to Hotbraids for sponsoring today's video. You make sure you guys refer to the description if you want to go and invest in this hair. I do hope that this video was very helpful. We have a lot of fun styles coming, a lot of fall colors, different lengths, and all those things like that. So definitely make sure that you subscribe before you go. And I do want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, girl.